Good morning, this is Justin, back with an engineer's perspective, and I'm finally getting around to doing my S90V update. So the two knives that were involved in my use were these two here. Both of them were borrowed to the channel. So we've got a Spyderco Native 5 here, and this is a forum knife from 2015 and S90V, of course. Very nice. When I got this one, the guy that borrowed it to me said the action's all jacked up. Can you look at it? And that spring back in there, it's not really a spring, it's just like a little bar. It was backwards, and so it was really just weird all around. So flip that thing around, and now she's golden. Love the Native 5, great knife. So that was the first one. And the second one was the Benchmade Nakamura, and that would be the 484-1, meaning it's the carbon fiber S90V version. Kind of a neat little knife here. You can see it next to the Native 5. The Native 5 is not a big knife, but I mean, they kind of trade blows for size, don't they? So pretty similar in size class. This design on the Nakamura, not really my cup of tea, but a nice little knife anyways. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for S90V. So overall impressions on S90V. I would say go for it. So as always, the context of everything. Up to this point, the best performing stainless steel that I've used is this exact piece of M390 right here. I'm not saying M390 in general. I'm not saying that, because this knife basically has M390, CTS 204P. It's the same chemistry. The heat treat on it, not really where I want it to be. Not the best. Benchmade, you've got CPM-S90V. Once again, same thing as M390, also really disgusting. This heat treat, not there, not that performance that I want. But this M390 and this M390 alone that I've tried is the best stainless that I've used in terms of what I want out of a steel to perform like, okay? This Spyderco is right there. Right there in it. This is really great. Is it better than this knife? Honestly, that's what I wasn't prepared for. Not really. A really well done M390 actually feels a lot like this S90V. Now, if you were going to be pushing geometry, going for really thin angles, the S90V is probably going to outshine the M390 in both impact, in impact resistance, no doubt, but maybe in how well it's able to hold that. But, you know, at the same hardness, I don't know. Yeah, they're really similar, pretty similar in the upfront sharpness, pretty similar in how they break down. There's not enough vanadium carbide to chrome carbide ratio in this knife for it to kind of get that same level of sticky working edge that like K390 and S110V will get, or 10V, those ones off the top of my head. It doesn't really do that. So that would have been a game changer, M390 versus S90V, but it doesn't feel like that, doesn't break down that way. And so, yeah, they're pretty similar. In sharpening, I mean, I use high quality diamond abrasives, and so everything feels pretty good. You know, I'm using either the super vitrified diamond waterstones from Triple B or Veneve diamond waterstones, or resin bonded waterstones. And yeah, it's kind of 6 one way, half dozen the other. You know, this sharpening versus, you know, these other ones, no, this is way better. But compared to this, pretty close. They don't come up, neither of them come up as clean as, something really nice like a Crewwear 4V, and still not as clean as like my K390 Delica, but they're still pretty easy to deburr and get the edge that you want on these. So very nice. So does this blow this away? Nope. Honestly, I don't know if I would even tell the difference if I wasn't looking really freaking hard. Even then, they're just pretty similar. Now the Nakamura, it's kind of same story of this M390 versus this 20CV, just not as bad. Excuse me. The drop from this M390 to this 20CV is substantial. I mean, it's not even like you're using the same steel between them. Does this 20CV have redeeming qualities that I enjoy? Yeah, it does. It holds on to a very nice, not a very nice working edge, but it holds onto a working edge for a really long time. I love the model. I love the regrind. It cuts for a long time. So it does have redeeming qualities, and that's the same here. But is this better than that? It is. It really is. I'm just going to move you over there. This S90V from Benchmade is better than this 20CV from them. This doesn't come up super crispy, crisp, sharp. I'm 3 sharpenings into it. I'm not going to do any more. So, I mean, there's possible that more sharpenings down the road, it'll come up nice and crisp like this S90V does, but so far not really. But this doesn't come up super crisp either. Is it a little bit better? Maybe. I'd say they're pretty close in terms of sharpening. This sharpens a lot faster than this S90V does. You can move it a lot quicker. Don't know if that's more hardness related or if it's more carbide related. Probably a little bit of both. This 20CV does not hold its upfront sharpness as long as this S90V does, but this is no marathon runner by any stretch of the imagination, not like these two knives are. Working edge lasts for freaking ever, breaks down very similar to this M390 and this S90V, so that's pretty much the same. It's basically this S90V that feels a little bit gummier when sharpening, doesn't come up as crisp, and the front end sharpness doesn't last as long. Everything after that, same. But the questions come then is S90V worth it over 20CV M390 204P? Yeah, I'd think so. The number of botched heat treatments on M390 and its analogs is just out of control. And so I think S90V is a lot safer bet. Now, if you don't care about a lot of the stuff that I talked about and you just want that, and you're just used to a working edge lasting forever, like if that's your mode of operation, it might be worth the slight increase or noticeable increase in stainlessness of M390. That might be a worthwhile trade-off for you. But if you want the highest performing stainless steel that has the properties that like I enjoy, then S90V is going to be your best bet out there. Yeah. And so you might have noticed the trend here of kind of Spyderco versus Benchmade. I'm not shitting on Benchmade, okay? It's just with these particular knives that we're looking at right here, these Spydercos are head over heels, or head and shoulders above these two Benchmades. Would I consider that to be pretty normal? Yes, I would. You have a way safer bet of getting a solid heat treat off of Spydercos than you do Benchmades. It's not guaranteed either direction, but if you are in the market for a knife and you want what would be, in my opinion, the stainless steels that I have the most enjoyment out of, a Spyderco and M390, and for some reason M390, because they do their 20CV and their 204P differently for God knows what reason. A Spyderco in M390 or an S90V. These are going to be your best bet. There's not going to be that much of a difference between them. Wait for a sprint run, wait for an exclusive, and buy it like that, and it'll be a freaking awesome knife in your collection. Excuse me. That is assuming that you're going to use it and not just stare at it or sell it for a huge markup. Anyways, I hope that was clear. So that's all I've got for today. Have a good one. Bye.